Happy Tuesday. I'm super excited to get on today. This is much awaited. Even the members have not seen all the designs. They have seen the project that we're going to be doing for May, but they have not seen the full set of designs, and they were already super stoked. But before we jump into that, I did want to share with you some of the projects that the members did last month. I've been running around a little crazy this morning, so I did not have the group open to go in here and share right away. So I'm gonna just have to go in here really quick. But I just want to show a few of the fun things that they've been doing inside the group. Here we've got Sherry. Let me pull this up. Sherry's Grow and Gray. So last month we did the, I have to remember what I called this because I changed it a couple times. Well, hey, Miss Jillian. Hi, Pam. We did the block sign tassel kit. So you can see I have one up there. I should actually pull it down so you can see it a little bit better. I got a couple. So let me grab these two. I've got this one that I did. I don't know if it's easier for you guys to see it laid down. So you can see it has like the little tassels at the end. Oh, thank you so much, Pam. Hi, Miss Be the Light by Melanie. We've got great names, right? So you've got this one here that we did. And then here, I'll show you on this camera. There, yeah, you can see it. So this was the first version that I did for the tutorial. Hi, Miss Lori. And then when we crafted together, because the members and I get together twice a month and we craft the kit together. Then this is the second one that I made here. So this time I painted the beads, and this one I demonstrated doing, this is all napkin, and then I did the transfers over the top just to give them a different way to do it. So that was last. So let me share. I was just in the middle of sharing it. I don't know if it's easier for me to share this way or the other way, because you know how camera gets all funky. So this one was Sherry Woods. Adorable. I love how she painted the beads white. The members have just been so busy. I love this one from Terry. She put let me see if I can get this to pull up. She used our rice paper on a wood slice. So cute. Hi, Miss Cindy. Hi, Lisa. I don't know why I'm looking over there. When I look at this one, it's my screen is backwards, but over here it's not. So I don't think it's backwards for you guys. Miss Cindy, I responded to your email this morning. Christine's been working on rocks. How cute are those? I'll show you this way. I really love the natural with the rock on top. I mean, it's fun to paint them too, but the natural is so fun. Miss Phyllis did, this is actually the February project, the Calgary Crossing signs, and she did some stunning crackle on that. Like, her crackle is gorgeous. Hi, Miss Linda. Hey, Bobby. Thank you so much for sharing. I love the sprinkles. I always forget to ask, but it does help. It helps a lot. Here's Miss Mary's project using last month's design. It looks like she's doing coasters and then possibly journals. Love that. So that is she has the Grow and Grace designs and then a couple other napkin designs in there too. Let me go back out here. I got to find more of the signs. Okay, here's another one. This is Miss Debbie Pedro. That one is hers. She did the white beads too. Now she is a member of the Transfer Kit Club. I think she's a member of more than one club, but these are all the designs she used on hers were all the transfers, and I love how she laid those out. Thank you for sprinkling, Miss Linda. And thank you, Lori. You ladies are so sweet. Okay, here's Miss Katie's. Now, Miss Katie did the purple around the outside. Love that. Purple beads. And then she did a little bit different with the tassels. I think we just have a couple more. Scrolling. All right, hold on. We got a lot of action in the group. That was last month's. We got eggs. Oh, okay. I just have to share. I'll share one last thing. This wasn't from the group, but this is with our Grow and Grace transfers from this month. How cute is that jar? I love it. That's from Miss Sherry. So cute. And I did ask her how she did the texture on that because I wanted to know. And she sponge brush chalk paint in a tan color and then very lightly added a darker brown. And the last little bit of white dried between the coats. And then she did seal with Mod Podge, but I don't know if this is doing it justice, but that jar is just gorgeous. Love it. Okay, so that was last month. That's what we did last month in the Crafting and Christ club. We have multiple clubs. I'm going to show you what we're doing this month. Let me get these out of the way. All right, I'm just going to stick them up there. Okay, so we have switched everything over to the brand new theme, and May's theme is Mountain Moving Faith. So it is all things mustard seed, mountains, think camping, chevron, all the fun stuff. So I'm going to start with the Printables Club. And I don't know why this light is giving off like the weirdest color. I'm trying to see if I can fix it because it looks a little yellowy. I don't know what's going on there. Ooh, that's worse. All right. I feel like the colors are truer here. Oh, maybe it doesn't look so bad. It's just my reflection. Okay. So this is Mountain Moving Faith, the Printables Club. Now, I did print these for this. These are printed on cardstock today because I'm going to be doing cards. I'm going to show you a card craft, but you can print them off on multiple types of paper, 32-pound bright white. You can print it out on tissue paper if you want to do like a more of a decoupage napkin type feel. But let me go through the pages for this month. So the first one has this bigger design here. You've got the chevron, and then we have a longer, if ye have faith as a grain of mustard seed across the bottom, and then it has like the mustard seed flowers worked in. Then for page 2, we have the Waymaker. We have this faith with the gold cross. So you've got some gold tones in here. We got blues and greens. Down here we have faith can move mountains. Again, the verse from Matthew 17:20, and we've got some watercolor mountains here. So pretty. Bobby says she switched over to her business page. Love it. Melanie says she's been a member of the Napkin Club for 3 months. She loves all the prints. Let me go ahead and put that up there. I love that. Thank you, Miss Melanie. Dorothy's joining us from Central Washington. She had tornadoes in her area last night. Praise God, no damage. Amen. We love a praise report around here. Linda says they're beautiful. Pam says. Okay, Pam says she has the shovel that came in the mystery box, and she would like to see what everyone has done with it. Pam, there is some photos in the member group, and I will go through when I get off to see if I can tag you in some, or if anyone's in the group and can tag her. But there is a bunch. I did one. There was a bunch of people that showed one, but then also the one that comes to mind, Yvonne from Southern Finds and Designs. Hers was so pretty. I love hers. Okay. Well, hi, Miss Christina. Jeannie. Great is thy. Jeannie says there's a spelling error somewhere. Faithful list. Jeannie, let me know where that's at because these haven't gone out yet, so I can fix the file. I don't think I've. Oh, I see it. Got you. Okay, we will get that fixed, hon. Okay, then we have Mountain and Moving Faith here design. We have the tree with the faith going through it, and then we have faith as a grain of a mustard seed here, and then the Spirit lead me with a little jar here with some little stars coming out of it. Then we have the repeating design again. So we brought this one back. This one is designed that you can print these out in multiple, and then you can line them up so that you can cover a bigger piece of okay, Deborah is tagged with a shovel too. Okay, Deborah. Let me get the last name because we have a couple. And then Pam Shovel. Okay, I will do that. And then we have just the verse Matthew 17:20 here. So we'll go ahead. And then the next one is we have 2 sheets here that have the tags. We're going to be using the tags today in the project. And then we have 2 different corners. Now these are kind of in the shape of a mountain. They'll make more sense when you see the project. And then we have a larger one here. Then for our bonus page, we have some more tags, another larger one here and a smaller one here. So we've got Matthew 17:20 in the large and small. And on this one, it's 1 Corinthians 13:2 in the large and small. And again, they'll make more sense when you see the project. And then the second bonus print that we have here is 2 different verses. One's in the shape of a heart, and then we have one that's in kind of like a tag shape that you can use for backgrounds. Yes, Cindy, these are the printables. Christine, we do not have the shovels anymore. We sold out of them, I want to say last year. And then Melanie, they are only available in the Printables Club. So if you scan the little QR code up here, that will take you to all the clubs. And the printable, we don't sell the printables out, these printables outside the Printables Club. They're just in the Printables Club. So that's what you're going to be getting this month. And thank you again. I think it was Jeannie for pointing out that one spelling issue. We'll get that fixed. Okay, so next we're going to go into the, let's do the transfers next. And we may have a situation here because it looks like it's the same graphic. So I'm going to have to get back to you on what we're going to do with that. So we have the same graphic here. Again, since I'm just finding about this now, that's going to be an issue. Figure it out on the fly. Okay, then we'll go, we have the mountains, you've got the mustard seeds, you've got the, a little waymaker here. So this says waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. We have got some mountains here. And then we brought back the tree with the faith on the inside. Now this is white, so it will not be see-through in here. And then we've got the Corinthians 13:2. On the second page, we're gonna do, we've got the Waymaker bear here. And I just love this bear because it has like the river and the mountains, and it's got like the moon and the clouds. So pretty. Maybe that's the sun. I don't know. It's in a shadow. We've got some chevron. If the stars were made to worship, so will I. And then we've got multiple chevron patterns here. We've got great is thy faithfulness. Matthew with the logs and the fire. In Christ alone, my hope is found. And then if faith can move mountains, a little mountain scene on the bottom. These ones are mailing on the 1st, Christine. Then we've got the 2 mountain shapes here in the smaller size, in the Mark 9:23 and Matthew 17, I believe 23. Then we've got the full verse of Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. And we've also got faith, Jesus, a little Jesus here, and then more of the verses, and these are the full verses here. Then more chevrons and some arrows, and just the little saying, faith does not make things easy, faith makes things possible. So that is the transfer club. So for those ones, the printables, you just get the printables. The transfers, you just get the set of transfers club. And then we have the kit clubs. So the kit clubs are available where you get the full project kit and the transfers, or the full project kit and the napkins. I don't remember what we were doing. So this is the project that we're doing this month. We are doing these bookends for, I gotta do it so it faces you, our mountain moving faith bookends. Like so. I know it's probably easier to see it in this camera here. So the kit, I'll unbox the kit here in a moment, but this is one of the versions that I did. Now this version, I used the napkin decoupage here, and then this right here is a transfer. And then the little trees included. So I'll show you that here in a minute. And then this is another version that I did. Scooch it back so you can see. On this one, this side here is a napkin again. This side over here is a transfer. So you could do napkin, napkin if you don't have the transfer club. But this is the project that we're making. So that's kind of the finished one. Okay, let's go ahead and unbox the kit so you can see what you get when it arrives. All right, I've mixed these all up here. Okay. Moving stuff around. Okay, so when you get your kit, it has the supply list, the other stuff that you'll need on here. And then it just has an example of the finished project, and it has the QR code to the tutorial right here. Cindy says she loves it. She cannot wait. I know, girl. I know. This one was a fun one. You take that back off. And then on the back, if you're a member, make sure that when you do your, you'll get a request for review, or you can scan this right here and do a review. And any member can do this. And if you send a picture with it, so either you unboxing or a picture of your kit or a picture of your finished project, you get entered to win $15 in crafting cash. And we do that every month. We draw it at during the live crafting night. So in your kit, you're going to have the napkins. Now we also have the napkin club too. So I will show that. Well, we'll go through that. Let me go through the kit and then I'll go through the napkins. So you can get the napkins, the transfers, or the printables by themselves, or you can get the napkins and a kit project, the transfers and a project, or you can get all of the above. You can get the project and the napkins and the transfers. So in your project kit, you're going to get 2 of the small mountain blocks. These were the ones that I used in the front. And then, oh, Paula says she's been looking for something like this. And then you're going to get 2 of these larger blocks. And these are the back ones. Now, this wood is thick and it is heavy. So the shipping on your kits is going to be a little bit heavier, a little bit more this month, because this weighs 2 pounds because we've got wood, like heavy wood. But I wanted them to be nice and sturdy so that they would hold up and they would hold books. So that's why we went with the thicker, I don't remember the dimensions of this piece of wood, but that's what you're going to use to make your bookends. And then in your little baggie here, you're going to have your, if you have faith as green as the grain of a mustard seed, you're going to have that little sticker. You're going to have your wood faith cutout tree. So you can use this on your bookends, but you don't have to. And then I kind of demonstrated that 2 ways. I painted it on one of them, and the other one I just antiqued it. And then you'll have your suckler in your card. And then we also give you a little sample of the glue that you'll need. So this is, it says B7000. I don't know if it's a knockoff of the E6000. I just got a big tube of this, but I did put this on my favorite things post because this may be enough for this project, but since we're doing all of our wood laser projects now, all the projects that you're getting are going to be wood. I do recommend getting like a bigger thing of this because we're going to be using it all the time. But I did send a sample size in this month's kit in case you don't have it. All right, so we'll put that in there. And then you also get 2 junk journal sheets that you can use on the project or not. This one has 3, so you might get 2, you might get 3. So this one just has these 3 in here if you want to use them for this project or use them for something else. And then let's go through the napkins. Gonna get this stuff out of the way. Okay, so for the napkins, you're going to recognize some of the same patterns. And it does look like we did catch that on the napkin. So the spelling issue is only on the transfers. The printables I can fix. The napkins are fine. The transfers, I cannot fix that design. So I'll figure out what we're going to do and let everyone know. So apologies. Sometimes we do make mistakes. These transfers we have to order like multiple months in advance. So it's not something I can get rushed here. So I'll have to keep your members posted. So you'll get 2 copies of the Greatest Thy Faithfulness napkin. Then you'll get, this is for the Napkin Club, the Decoupage Kit Club, or the Deluxe Club will get these. Then we have 2 of All Things Are Possible. We've got the mustard seed in color here, and then the mustard seed kind of shadows around the back. Everyone loves the sucker. Then we have the full verse of Matthew 17:20. And Jesus said unto them, because of your unbelief, for verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as a grain of mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you. So again, we've got kind of the sunset wilderness picture down here. Then you've got 2 of the different verses that we used on the edge of the little wood trays here, or not the wood trays, the smaller mountains. So we have Mark 9:13 and Matthew 17:20. So these are available, like shaped the way that they are to work with this. I mean, obviously you can do tons of other things with them. This could be an envelope, like the part that goes back down on an envelope. So there's a bunch of things you can do, but that's why it shaped the mountain size, or shaped the mountain shape. And then the last one is the Waymaker napkin. So you've got some kind of like map type topography going on here. You've got the compass, some stars. So fun. So that's the Napkin Club. So all these designs are available to members only for the next month. So they'll be available to the public. Any that we have left over, we will release to the public. I have to think what month we are, June 1st. So with that being said, we are going to do a couple crafts here with the napkins and maybe some of the transfers and the printables. So I'm going to move this over here. Let me get some of this stuff out of the way here, because I need a little bit of my counter. Okay. Now I did print the printables out in paper too, because I knew I was going to cut up the cardboard ones. So what I wanted to show you is we're going to be doing a little card making craft with decoupage. So to do this tutorial, or to do this style of decoupage, I'm going to be using the iron-on method for the transfers. Oh, Linda Stokes, she said the only other thing that she loves more than birds or that she decorates with is bears. Perfect. You're going to have some bears. I loved the bear too. When we had our crafting club night the other night, I was sharing all kinds of crazy stories about growing up in the Boontoolies and how we had, like, you know, wild animals, bears. What do we have? What do you call those cats? Not cougars, mountain lions. We had mountain lions. We had a prison escape. I told them about that. It was so fun. Will the tree cut be available by itself? Liz, I think we can make that available for members. I just put it on my notes. We do have some, because we overcut what we needed for the kids. So we do have some, and I can make that available to members if you want to add it. Liz, if you want to, I got to figure out pricing, but we can add it to your kit if you want an extra when it runs. So I can message you. Where did I get the holder for my mini iron pan? It came with it. This is the Cricut one. And it came with it. Thank goodness, because you know me, I'd be just setting it right on my desk, because that's how I do. All right, you're going to need your Mod Podge. And I'm just going to get a little cardboard thing here. This is actually the tool that comes in with the transfers, but I like to use it as like a Mod Podge well here. It dries nice on there, and then you can just peel it off. I'm going to take that all back off. Okay, so I'm going to do two. I think I was going to do one this way, but basically what we're going to do first is we are going to take our card and we're going to do just a thin layer of Mod Podge on here. Mod Podge. Hopefully I said it correctly. There's always someone that has to tell me later I didn't pronounce it correctly, but there's a lot of things going on here when you go live. Like you've got the technology, you've got hot tools, you've got things that are drying quickly on you. A lot of things to remember. And I do have to share like the funniest review I got today. So I was in that email queue before I got on here, and I try to stay out of there because if I get in there and start answering questions, I could be stuck in there all day because, you know, the emails just keep coming through. And I like talking to members, or, you know, especially if it's like, hey, my package is missing, or I didn't get my package or something. And I'm like, oh, I can just check this really quick, you know, so Camille doesn't have to. So I really need to stay out of it. But I was in there this morning and we had a 5-star review, and I was like, oh, you know, it was really long. So I wanted to read it. I probably shouldn't have read it before today's live. So it was super, super nice, and God bless her. This is going to warp a little bit. It's fine because we're going to press it flat. So I'm just going to put it over here so it'll dry, and I'm going to go ahead and do my other one here. Anyway, so she was so happy. She had ordered our card maker, our Soulful Sentiments card maker kit, and then she had ordered the Soulful Sentiments transfers, and she just loved everything. And then in the middle of her review, she proceeded to say that she was a little, I don't want to word it wrong. She's a little surprised by the inexperienced young lady in the tutorial. It's just me. I fell out laughing so hard. Because she states in there she's an experienced crafter. And so, you know, she's new. We give her grace. She doesn't know. But I have never once come on here and tried to say that I'm an expert or any of that. Because I am not. I am learning right along with you. I just watch other tutorials and then see, okay, we could do that with our stuff. And then I just come on here and I try it with you. And there's a lot of times I failed. We had a membership. Oh gosh, it was probably a couple years ago. It was kind of when I first started. We're going to just hit these with the, so you can see as it's drying, it's flattening back out. But again, we're going to press it, so it's fine. I don't remember how long ago. Some of you that are on here might remember it, but I was doing, what were we trying to do? It was a saran wrap decoupage. It was before I learned about the iron-on method, and it was a saran wrap method. I think I missed a spot here. I'm just going to hit it again. It was a saran wrap method where you use saran wrap to press it onto like an envelope or something. I don't even remember what we were pressing onto. I think we were trying to press onto a canvas bag, and I had this crappy little iron. I'm not. Christine, I turn 50 this year. I still can't wrap my brain around it. Not young. Not old either. I don't feel. It's just like, I remember when my parents and their friends were turning 50 and I was like, oh, so old. It catches up with us. But yeah, I was like, we're going to do this saran wrap method. And this was before I started doing the tutorials ahead of time. The way I do it now, I do the tutorials, I record them. And then, because I have to have this card ready to go by the time I'm releasing the kit, because we put it in there. So I record the tutorial early. So now I can work out all those problems beforehand and like pivot. But at the time I didn't, because I didn't have employees And if I did, I only had a couple. And so I didn't have the time to pre-record the tutorial. I barely had the time to do the lives. So I was like, oh, we'll just figure it out on the live. Well, the saran wrap thing didn't work. The lady that I watched made it look so easy. I didn't understand why it didn't work at all. So yeah, it was a big fat fail, and most of the members were really nice about it. However, there was one member that was really upset that it didn't work, and she had gotten all this stuff out and it didn't work. And of course I was sad, but I was just learning. So anyway, this review today made me laugh. Because yeah, I'm not an experienced crafter at all. Just like crafting. Okay, so basically what I'm doing is I am just going to see where this fits. So this outside here is where I Mod Podged, and I want to use this design. So what I'm going to do is I got these fun markers. I have not tried them yet. They're called Friction, and they're actually for fabric. And the thought is, again, this is something I just watched someone else do. We're going to see if it works. You can, supposedly, I can use these markers on here, and then the heat makes the ink go away. I didn't even try them on anything to see if it like actually writes. Oh, okay. All right. So we're going to trust it because it's nice and dark and black. So I'm just going to do a line here so I know where to cut. Oh, and then I picked up my thing. Okay, don't pick up your thing if you're going to do that. I was like, yeah, I did it. Okay, and then we're going to go the other side and do a line. And okay, I'm hoping this actually works because I have a nice black line on my design. We'll see together. All right, so we're just going to cut this. Now our napkins are only printed on the front because we print in the US. I kind of shared last week on the live. Was it last week or was it in the membership group? I can't remember, about our adventure in trying to find printers that will print on all four sides of the napkin. There aren't any in the US, by the way. So we were looking for another partner, and the minimums were so freakishly high, like we could not do it. Like it was basically, we had to do 20,000 of each design every month, and we just don't have the space, and it would take us years to sell that much. So it's not something that we're able to do at this time, which is a bummer, but I just take it as it means we're not supposed to be doing that right now, and it's okay. We're going to move at the speed that God wants us to move, and no faster than that. Juliet says, none of us were born knowing how to sit in front of a camera or do anything else. Exactly. In crafting, we learn as we go. I love that, Paula. Okay, I forgot to do my bottom lines, but if I remember correctly, it kind of just matched up with the bottom of these designs. So I'm just going to do that, and then we'll see if I need to cut off any more. So I am cutting it before I separate the plies. Which is a bummer because the edges of this were separating for me. But now that I cut them, oh, it is. Well, it is, but it's the back. It's only the back part. All right, so if you separate it and you get this, you're one layer short, because we should be able to see through this pretty well when we have just the one layer. This one's going to be a little tricky because I can't tear it. Usually I tear it to get it started. All right. Also, I have my contact and not my glasses, and I see way better with my glasses, but I forgot to switch them out. All right. I'm scared. Miss Cindy says she's been recovering from a knee replacement, and the Lord led her. Here, I'm going to put that up there, Cindy. The Lord led her to me, and I've been such a blessing. She's learning and enjoying everything. And she's been blessing her friends with all of the rocks. I love that. Okay, we're going to see if this actually... Holy shnikes, you guys, I got it to work. Okay. Now, if I could get the tape back off without tearing it, it's going to be another... That's going to be a whole nother thing. All right, so before I get any further, and I'm actually not worried about the back, so I just need to get this tape off the front. Whew. If you were here, you would see that I was not breathing during that. Okay, so that worked. Okay, now whenever you have a design, what we call it like a full design, meaning there's ink on all of this, it is going to be a little bit stickier to separate because the ink has gone through. It's not like there's just ink here. There's ink. This is like a lighter color brown. So it's sandwiched together with ink. The whole thing is. So just know it's just a little, sometimes those ones are a little bit stickier. The important part is we want to just try and not to tear the front of this. Now we could have taken the layers off first, but that does make it a little bit more squirrely to cut. So you kind of just have to pick your battles on that. Okay, because this is what it does. It rolls up like that. And if you're trying to cut a straight line, it can get challenging. Hey, Miss Charlotte. Okay, so the next thing we need is our parchment paper. And this is going to make it so that our iron doesn't stick. Now, if you did your Mod Podge and you're like, great, I don't remember what side I did it on. I mean, for this, I know we're using this side of the card, so that helps. But you should also be able to see like a little bit of a sheen. So this side I can see it has the Mod Podge, it has the sheen on it. So we can actually just do this flat. What we're going to do is we're going to just press it on here. Now, if we need to cut a little off the top and the bottom, that's fine. My iron's yelling at me because we can just trim it with scissors, so it's fine. The biggest thing we want to just make sure is that we get it on there straight. So it is trying to curl on us a little bit. That's fine. I'm going to add this for some weight. I've got it right where I want it. You can see I'm anchoring it with this hand here. Got to get all my stuff out from underneath. So that hand's making sure it doesn't move. Now we've got it pinned underneath there. We're going to come in with our iron and just making sure you have one section that you're holding onto so it doesn't move until you start ironing. And then you can take your hand off. And this is just going to melt the Mod Podge into the card. And if you have Mod Podge on your mat, which I do, the inside of your card is going to look like that. So make sure you're working with a clean mat. That's a great lesson. So before we do the second one, I'm just going to take a piece of scrap paper and put it on here. I was just thinking before I did this tutorial, I needed to clean my mat. Did I? No. No, I did not. What are we going to use? What are we going to use? What are we going to use? All right, I'll do something. I'll grab something else. Okay, so again, make sure your mat is clean because what it did is it just pulled up the Mod Podge I have on the mat. So don't do that. Okay, so now we just need to cut off. We have a little bit of the edging here. So we're just going to take our scissors and go through and just trim that off. Ever so close. And that other one, it's not even long enough to tell. All right, so we have one part of our card. Now what you can do is you can take your printables, and these were the ones that I printed on cardstock. And I could add any of these things, but what I'm going to add, I wanted one of these little tags. So this verse actually is the one that comes from Matthew 17:20. So I have it in the green that's in a good size, and I have it in the pink. And I think I'm just going to go stick with this green. So we're going to cut this out of the printables. Again, this is just printed on cardstock, white cardstock. So I'll rough cut it, and then I'll come back in and do the ends. And one of the things that's great about the printables is you can just print as many, I'm going to get smaller scissors, you can print as many copies as you like. Shirstine says, we learned from my mistakes. Yeah, girl, seriously, this is why I'm here. Because you know, I'm not the only one that would have happened to. And then you would have been bummed because you paid for the cards, you know, and now you ruined one, so. Let me make all the mistakes for you. I'm fine being that girl. So I'm just cutting out the edges here so we just get the little tag. And then for this part, actually I think I'm gonna put it right here at the bottom. Wait, there's more room at the top. I think I'm gonna put it right here at the top. Maybe like kind of center it with that line, I think. And then for this, I swear I got it out before I started. Oh, it was hiding behind my Mod Podge. I'm just going to use a glue stick. I actually have some craft glue coming. And wait, you know, like I just dumped all my trash too. So I don't even have like scraps from the trash that I could grab to use right now. All right, so just give it a good covering of the glue, craft glue. I just used, this is just Elmer's stick glue. And we're gonna want to put it on there. As straight and centered as we can. And if you're worried about it peeling up or something, you could put something heavy on it while it dries. But again, this is because my mat had stuff on it. So make sure you're using a clean mat or a clean surface. And then here's one version of a card. And then you could use this. This would be great for like a graduation. As they're heading out into the world, all things are possible. Just love it. Or a quick just because card. So that's one version. Let's grab our second card. And our piece of paper so that we don't do the same thing again. And this one I think I was going to do this way. And let's find, I'm not sure this one will fit. Okay, this one is going to be bigger, but I think if we do, this will be nice with the two lines on the side. So that is an option. And then let me see if there was transfers I was going to use. I think there was a transfer I was going to use, but I can't use it now. We'll do the napkin. Let's see what other ones we have here. This one would fit. I think I'm liking the green. All right, we're going with this one. And then for this one, I grabbed one of the ones that are printed off for me to use, but yours should be straight. We usually get random prints when they come in that are just wonky, and eventually we put them in scrap packs, but we haven't had time yet, so I just put them in a pile and grab them. All right. So for this one, we know that the sides are going to be fine. It's the top and the bottom that are going to be issues. So let's go through here. And we're going to need to line up our card with in the center of the green here, and we'll take our marker. Again, this is a friction is what it's called. And they're markers for fabric, but they work on here as well. Oh, I'm getting, Facebook is trying to call me right now. Always. Okay, so we're going to go through, we're going to cut the sides right along the green line because we're going to use that as our edge of the card. And then after this one, I will show you a couple different paper crafts you can do with the transfers. Doing pretty good cutting straight lines today. Hopefully I don't jinx myself, but sometimes I get a little wonky with the scissors. Okay, now we're gonna have to separate our layers. It looked like one of those, where's my tape? All right, so this is just painting tape that I'm using, which again, I have never gotten this to work before, so I'm kind of shocked, I'm not gonna lie. All right, so this time it's just grabbing the, it only grabbed the first one, so I just went in again and it grabbed the second one. So this part can stick well, we're fine. This part, I tore off the corner. All right, so there's that. All right, we'll fix that in a minute. Y'all, today's not my day. All right, this one is a full color one too, so it's going to be a little bit sticky. Just work with it. Now we did, I did a technique with the bookends in the tutorial where I show you how to reuse the lines. So I'm just going to do the same thing here. Did I throw them in here? I gotta figure out what I did with the lines after I just got them. Right here. We're going to grab one of our little lines to fix the little corner that tore off. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is get our design on here. And again, this one is missing the little corner because I tore it. So we've got to get it lined up here, and then I'm not going to want to use this top corner as a guide for how far it needs to be in because it's missing. But I just want to make sure that I'm on here straight. So I'll use this edge to get us straight, and then we're just going to eyeball the other side there. It does get a little bit squirrely on you, so be prepared for that. I feel like that is pretty close. This looks good. Okay. So I'm going to keep a hand here. We're going to get our parchment paper. Dorothy says, if you try removing one ply at a time, you'll have an easier time separating the layers. Dorothy, you must be a patient person. I know I should do that, and then I get impatient. All right, so I'm gonna hit this with the iron, then we're gonna come back and we're gonna fix our little corner there. But, all right, my iron, even though I'm using it, is yelling at me again. All right, so now we have this little corner issue, which actually went down. And I can testify here that the marker, it disappears because it disappeared on me. Like you cannot, you can't see the marker on that edge there. Okay, so now we have this green situation here. So I'm going to take one of my pieces of green that has the most left on it. I almost need a little bit thicker than that. And I'm gonna cut it. The not fun part is going to be separating this. You know what? I'm actually gonna rip it so I can separate it now. And then I'm going to cut it afterwards because I already see where this is going. I will tell you, the enemy has been on one today since like 7 o'clock this morning. We've kind of had like one hiccup after another here. And some days, you know, it's just like that. And I just gotta hold my head up and do my best. All right, so I am going to try and cut that little tail here. All right. Now I found when I've had to fix these, if you get the Mod Podge sticks a little bit wet, it'll help it stick so that you can line up what you need to line up. Because right now it's dry, which is great for, well, it's curling up against my hand, so. Because I need it to stick right there. All right. We're gonna pray that didn't move while I was messing around here. All right, then we're gonna trim the excess here. So the good news is the markers worked. We learned to make sure that you're using this on a solid background. Make sure your mat's clean. I just need to trim this other side just a little bit more. I'm getting OCD on my trimming. Okay, so there you go. This would be another version. And then you can also have the inside that you can put something in. So let's go ahead and do that. For that, I am going to pull out the transfers. And I'm just going to use one of the sets I've already been cutting up here. But we have these full verses on here, which are really great. So we have Great is Thy Faithfulness on the front. And then we can, I think this is a good one to add. So we can go in and just cut out our transfer. We're going to peel it off. If you haven't used transfers before, you just cut out whichever one you want. And you're going to peel off the top. And then you're going to just put it, if you want to have a little room to write something, then you're going to just place it a little bit higher. Then we're going to take my transfer tool, which I buried in here somewhere. Dorothy says she's not actually patient. Girl, I'm the worst. I'm the worst. Especially with crafting, I'm just like, let's go. I'm here for the finished project. The process is just part of the process, and I just try to speed it up, and then I mess up. The biggest one that I always forget is the trying to put transfers on paint that's not dry yet. Like, you would think I would know by now, and I still try it. Although I didn't in the tutorial this month. I did really good about just doing things and letting them sit for a while and then coming back to them. I guess that's good if you have like a lot of stuff to do. So that's what I was doing. I was painting the layers and then I'd go do something else because I did not want to mess it up and have to start all over again on the tutorial. So we're just rubbing and lifting as we rub. If it's sticking, if it's not ready to come off, then it's not. If it's sticking, it's not ready to come off. So just keep going over the areas that are giving you a little bit of stickiness. And when they're ready, they'll come off. You might need to put push a little harder. You do want to make sure any surface you use these on is clean and dry and has no debris in it. All right, so now we have our little card with our thing on the inside. And then we have the other one we did with the printables, the printable and the napkin together. But that's how easy it is to make cards with napkins. And then I also have I have a little stash of fun paper things over here. I want to get the postcards because I love them. I thought I had them out, but I didn't. Oh, I have all kinds of good stuff in here. I have these postcards that I used. I used them for the love letter too, but they're fun. And then I just got some paper gift tags too. I think I snagged these at the Joann's Going Out of Business sale, which really wasn't a sale. I didn't get any very good deals. I think everything that I got was only like an additional 5% off, but I was like, I feel like I have to buy something, right? I gotta get something. Let's do, now this is a softer paper, but it will still work. So I'm gonna cut out these ones that I'm thinking about using first. So I'm just gonna get an idea of what I want to use together here. I'm just going to grab these little chevrons. Well, I'm going to use the chevrons in between here. Too many choices. All right, so I'm just going to cut in between these chevrons. I'm going to use 3 of the lines. This is another thing that's great about transfers is you can just cut out the part of the design that you want to use and then save the other part for something else. All right, so I'm thinking something like that. So I'm going to flip these over because this is a straight edge, so it'll be easier to make sure I'm putting it straight. And these can be postcards, they can be inserts, they can be bookmarks, like this type of paper. It's like a recycled antique type paper. I'm going to go ahead and trying to turn my iron off. I do like using them for bookmarks. They could be like a little insert in a card. You can frame them. It's just fun little paper. And it is a softer paper. You can see it kind of coming up as I'm pushing on it. It's almost like a fabric paper. Feels very fabric. All right, so then we're going to go ahead and just put the chevrons just right underneath it. So get it down. I do want to make sure it's down all the way. Now this first graphic was a full graphic, so it's going to go down way easier. Bye, Melanie. It's going to go down way easier. So we're just going to want to make sure these little lines are kind of like letters. So we're going to want to make sure that we get them down and started really well first. Like that first one, it went down. The second one is not wanting to release just yet. Okay, there we go. And then I'll just work each section of the chevron until it's ready to come up. Oop. There we go. So you have this cute little card. Now you can do this pattern on a card as well. So fun. And then let's see what we have. I'm trying to figure out what will fit here. I think these will pretty much fit on the little tag. Again, this might be cute for a little Father's Day gift tag if you're into making your own tags. So I'm just going to place it right at the bottom. And I have one little star that won't make it on the design, and that's fine. Because when I peel this off, it's just not going to be stuck to anything. It'll just stay stuck to the sheet. Oh, my little stars didn't want to come off. All right, there we go. You always have to watch it with the stars. They get a little tricky. We did a lot of stars on the ones around Christmas. And so you just want to make sure that the stars are down. There we go. This would even work for Christmas too, but you can do just a cute little gift tag. And then on the back, obviously you can write your to and from or your little message. But how sweet is that? No worries, Deborah. So that's just a few paper crafting ideas that you can do. Again, we use the transfers for this one. We use the napkin and a printable for this card. And then we used the napkin and a printable for this card. So I'll go back through the design drop for anyone that that missed the beginning, so you can see all of the designs. Let me just get some of the stuff out of the way. Oh. All right, again, because since I was crafting, I made a mess. All right, I'm going to put these over here. Do you guys clean up each time, or do you just leave it? Do you have like a space where you can just like leave it and come back? Like if you're working on a car or something? Christine says she loves it. This is actually my work desk, so I have to clean it up before as soon as I get off of each live. Otherwise, I have nowhere to put my laptop when I'm in here working. All right, so here's our other Greatest Thy Faithfulness napkin. So you get 2 of those. This is the Napkin Club. You'll get 2 of those. Then you'll get 2 of the Waymaker with the bears. 2 of the Matthew 17:20 and the Mark 9:13. Just these are the verses in the background here. You'll get 2 of the Matthew 17:20, and then you'll get 2 of the All Things Are Possible. I used the other one on the card in the set. So that's the Napkin Club. Then for the transfers, oh, I got the ones I showed you instead of the ones I wasn't gonna, so now I don't even have a full one. Okay, so you get the first sheet. This is what's missing here. Let me stack them on top of each other. With the First Corinthians, the Waymaker. Again, this graphic we'll have to address within the group. You'll get the 2 that you can use on the blocks. And then the one that's missing in this corner is the verse that I used. Sorry, I meant to cut the sheet I had already been using, not the sheet that I just showed you. This is the verse that's missing. So this one has all the words and the verses. And then the third sheet is this one that has the stars were made to worship, another Waymaker bear, the mountains, the Matthew campfire, and Christ alone, and the faith can move mountains design. Then for the principles, I'll show you on these ones. Linda says she cleans as she goes, even when she cooks. Oh, you are such a good little cleaner. All right, I'm going to go through I got to do these backwards. Okay, so on the printables, again, you're going to get a big version is the Great is Thy Faithfulness. We will fix this on the printables so we can fix that. I'll fix it right when I get off here. And then if you hit faith as green as a mustard seed, the little flower border here, that's going to be fun to work with. We have the mountain moving faith. I have this one upside down. Then the faith with the pine tree with the faith in it. And then you have this super colorful faith as a mustard seed, Spirit lead me. Also a reminder on the printables, if you're in the printables club, it's going to run on the 1st. So don't go into the store and sign up again, because some people go in there and then they download again. What's going to happen is it's going to charge you today and it's going to charge you again on the 1st. So don't do that. You're going to get your printables on the 1st when the club runs. If you're in the deluxe club, you get everything, the napkins, the transfers, the project kit, and you get the printables for free. So that is the best deal there. This one has the Waymaker, the faith with the cross, faith can move mountains with the verse, little watercolor mountains here. And then you'll get one version of the tags here. So it has the different verses, and then 2 of the mountain shaped verses. This has First Corinthians in the large and the small. Designed like this to use with the project, which I'll show you here again in a minute. Then the bonus sheet has Matthew 17:20 in that same style. And then additional little tags here for projects. We used one on the card today. You have the repeatable pattern that you can print this out multiple times and layer it, like lay it up next to each other to cover larger space. And then we have the Matthew 17:20 down here. And the second bonus sheet has the 2 different verses in 2 different. So you have Matthew 17:20 and 1 Corinthians 13:2. This one's in a heart and this one's in like a pennant shape here. And you got 2 cute little bows down there to use. So that's the printable club. And then the project I tucked back here. I think I put both of them back here. The project kit that we're doing this month is the Mountain Moving Faith bookends. So we have this version that I did. I don't want to put it too far back. You won't be able to see it. Let me remove this camera. There we go. This one is done with a napkin, and then the tree, I just stained it, and then I did use a transfer here. With the printables, for those of you who are in the deluxe, the larger mountain shaped sign fits the larger block, and the smaller one fits the smaller block. That's why you have 2 sheets. And then the other version that I did, this was the first version that I did the napkin here. I painted the tray green, and then this is actually the transfer. So if you're wanting to see like what the transfer looks like on there, there you go. And then these are thick so that they can hold bigger books. I had in here at the beginning, I stuck my Bible in here. Like that. So That's why we made them so substantial. If you are part of the kids club, just know shipping is going to be a little bit higher this month because the book, Christine, you want an extra faith tree? Okay, let me Liz and Christine. All right, I'll figure out pricing on that and then let you know. So those of you wondering, we do have extra of the trees, those of you that are in the kit club. So if you wanted an extra tree, I'm going to go see how many we have extra, and we can add those to your kit when it runs. I'm just going to get your last name. Because if I don't put the last name, I'll be like, how many Christines do we have? But this is the project. So that's it. You're welcome, Christine. That's it for the unboxing today. For the members, don't forget I'm going live in the group on Friday at noon. That'll be in the private member group with a special exclusive release to you all. Also, you will be voting on a design that we have, a special design of this release that we have coming out. I'm super excited about it. It is something that we've been working on for a while, and I know you're going to love it. So members are getting first access and opportunity to vote on Friday at noon through the weekend. And then we will be releasing them to the public on Tuesday. So a week from here, Anna Marie, let me write you down. A week from today, I'll be going live with that release and everyone will have access then. All right, I'm writing you down, hon. Anna Marie McCowan. Okay, I think that's it for today. If you're watching the replay, again, just comment on here and let me know. The tree that they're talking about is this little cutout here. That's what they're talking about. So that is it for today. I'm going to let you guys go, and until next week, until Friday noon in the members group, I'll see you then. Everyone else, I'll see you next Tuesday. Until then, happy crafting.